right, strap in, everybody. We're going deep today.
Deep dive time.
That's right, a deep dive into Walter Russell's The Secret of Light
Oh, yes.
and the raw material from the Law of One.
Two pretty intense sources.
Definitely not light reading, huh?
No, no, not at all. Lots to unpack there. But it's interesting because when you start to look at them together,
Yeah.
they both have this idea of light as like the fundamental thing, like the
Yeah.
building block of everything. Like Russell calls it God's electric thinking, right?
It's a pretty wild concept when you think about it.
It is. It's like, whoa. But then the Law of One, it talks about, intelligent infinity, right?
Right.
It's like it's all coming from the same place.
Yeah, and Russell, I mean, he talks about how everything we see, touch, everything is just light.
Light and motion. Yeah.
And motion, different states of motion. Yeah, it's pretty wild. I mean, it makes you look at the world a little differently. Definitely. And then he takes it even further, right? He says that what we think of as solid matter.
It's an illusion.
It's an illusion, yeah. Caused by, like, the interplay of light waves.
Yeah, like, whoa, the world's a hologram.
Right.
And the Law of One, they use this term distortion.
Okay.
Which kind of gets at the same idea.
So, like, we're experiencing a denser,
like a simplified version.
Simplified version of what's really out there.
Okay. So light is like the foundation of everything, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It's the starting point.
Okay. So then where does consciousness come in?
Well, Russell, he's very clear. God is consciousness.
Okay.
And that consciousness is what's driving the whole creative process.
Okay, so you got light as the building block, you got consciousness as the force.
The driving force, yeah.
The driving force. But then where do we fit in as humans?
Well, Russell talks about how humans have this dual awareness.
Okay.
We've got spiritual awareness, right? And then we've got this electrical awareness.
Okay. It's our connection to the physical world, our senses and all that, okay? And it's what makes us unique. And the Law of One, they talk about humans as mind, body, spirit complexes.
Right, right.
So it's like we're not just physical beings.
Yeah, no, there's more to it. But life isn't always, sunshine and rainbows.
No, for sure.
There's a darker side to things too.
Absolutely. And that's where Russell's concept of this like interplay between creation and destruction comes in, right?
Okay.
Like he sees those two forces as like fundamental to how the universe works.
Everything's in motion.
Constant motion. Yeah, like birth and death, growth and decay. He even says life and death are like two sides of the same coin.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's deep.
It is. It's like this constant cycle of transformation,
Yeah.
Things coming into being and then dissolving back into the cosmic soup.
Yeah.
And the Law of One, it talks about the cyclical nature of reality.
Okay.
Like entities moving through these different densities.
Right, like reincarnation, that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. It's all about evolution, learning, growing through these cycles.
So it's all connected then.
Oh, yeah. Robin says all things are forever living and forever dying.
So it's a constant flow.
It is.
It's all one big interconnected thing.
That's the idea.
Okay. But then what's it all for?
Right. What's the point? Well, the Law of One suggests that we're here to learn, to grow, to evolve.
Okay.
They talk about something called catalyst.
Okay.
Which is like all the challenges, all the opportunities that we experience.
Okay.
It's all to help us move forward.
To evolve, to learn.
Yeah. And Russell, he talks about expressing the thought patterns of the creator.
So it's like we're all artists.
In a way, yeah.
Contributing to this cosmic masterpiece.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Okay.
So both of them, they emphasize this idea of seeking knowledge, understanding, and refining our consciousness.
So we're not just here to exist, to survive.
No.
We're here to learn, to
grow,
to evolve.
Yeah.
Okay. But there's got to be more to it than just that, right?
Yeah, and this is where the Law of One's concept of polarity comes into play.
Okay.
It's this idea that there's like two fundamental paths in creation. Service to self and service to others.
Okay.
And this choice, this tension between those two paths.
Yeah.
It's like the engine that drives our evolution.
Okay. And Russell, he talks about something similar, right?
He does. He talks about these sex-conditioned pairs.
Right.
Like this duality that exists in everything.
Okay. So it's like everything is imbalanced.
It's always seeking balance, yeah. But the Law of One, they take that idea of duality and they kind of like expand it.
Okay.
It's not just about male and female, right?
Right.
It's about this choice between separation and unity.
So it's like this cosmic dance.
It is. It's a dance between light and dark, creation and destruction.
Self-service.
And service to others. It's all part of this grand evolutionary journey.
Okay. So then who are these wanderers that the Law of One talk about?
That, my friend, is a question for our next segment.
Okay, cliffhanger. We'll be right back after the break to delve into that.
Don't go anywhere.
And explore what it means to be a wanderer.
And how it might apply to you.
So stay tuned.
We'll be right back. Welcome back, folks. We've been exploring some pretty deep stuff, talking about light, consciousness, creation, all this heady stuff from The Secret of Light and the Law of One.
Yeah, I mean, before the break, we were talking about these wanderers, beings from higher densities coming to Earth. It's like, are we in a sci-fi movie or what?
Right, it's a wild idea, for sure, but it's also about service. The Law of One suggests that these wanderers, they come here to help. But here's the kicker, they forget who they really are when they incarnate. It's like cosmic amnesia. Talk about a tough mission.
So they're like undercover agents here to help us, but they don't even know it themselves.
Right, it's a trip, isn't it?
So how would someone even know if they were one of these wanderers? Like, what are the signs?
Well, the Law of One suggests that wanderers often feel like they don't belong here.
Okay.
Like they're out of
Like they're
place.
searching for something?
Exactly, a longing for something more. They might be really drawn to spiritual stuff, or maybe they have a ton of empathy for others, or even like unique talents that seem, I don't know, kind of out of this world.
Huh. I got to admit, I've definitely felt that out of place thing before. It's like, why am I here? What's my purpose?
Maybe that feeling, that longing, it's a clue, a signpost pointing you towards who you really are.
Deep. Okay, so we've got these wanderers coming to Earth to help us evolve. But it sounds like it's not just about them, right? Like, we all have a role to play in this whole evolution of consciousness thing.
Bingo, it's a group effort. Remember Russell and his idea about expressing the creator's thoughts? We're all co-creators, right? Each with our own special gifts to bring to the table.
Okay, so we're all in this together.
We are.
And the law of one is like, hey, service to others, that's how you level up spiritually. So whether we're wanderers or not, we're all here to help each other.
Yeah. And that's where the practical stuff comes in. Like, how do we actually live these teachings?
Right, let's get practical. Give me some tips.
Well, both Russell and the Law of One, they're big on medication.
Oh yeah, meditation. Classic spiritual practice.
It's a way to connect with the creator, to balance your energy, to accelerate your growth.
Like a cosmic hotline to the source.
Right.
I dig it.
Russell, he also talks about contemplation and observation.
Okay.
Like really studying nature, seeing the divine and everything around you, finding that stillness and awareness.
So meditation, contemplation, it's all about going inward, connecting with that inner wisdom.
Exactly. And it's not always easy. Life throws curveballs, you know?
Oh yeah, life can be tough.
And that's where the Law of One's idea of catalyst is helpful.
Right, the challenges and opportunities.
Yeah. It's about seeing those challenges not as roadblocks, but as like stepping stones on your path.
Okay, so don't get discouraged.
No, it's all part of the process.
Learn from those challenges, use them to grow.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
And that's where Russell's ideas about understanding light and energy come in. He believed that if we really understood these principles, we could actually transform our reality.
Okay, wait, are we talking about like alchemy here? Turning lead into gold?
Well, while the Law of One doesn't specifically talk about transmutation like Russell does, it does emphasize the power of our thoughts and beliefs to shape our reality.
Oh, okay, so it's like our thoughts create our reality.
In a way, yeah.
And if we can learn to align those thoughts with the law of one, with love and compassion,
We can create a better world.
powerful stuff. Okay, so we talked about densities earlier. Can you break that down a bit more? Like, what are these densities all about?
Okay, so the Laws One, it describes reality as this spectrum of consciousness divided into 7 densities. Each density is like a different level of awareness, of spiritual evolution.
Like a cosmic ladder.
Yeah, like a ladder. We, as humans on Earth, we're currently in 3rd density,
Third density, okay.
where we become self-aware, and it's where we make the choice between service to self or service to others.
So it's like a testing ground.
You could say that.
We get to choose which path we want to take.
And those choices, they shape not just our own evolution, but the evolution of the whole planet.
Whoa, that's a lot of pressure.
It is.
So how do we even know which path to choose? How do we move up this cosmic ladder?
Well, the Law of One suggests that it's all about our spiritual development and the choices we make.
So it's not about following some strict dogma.
No,
It's about aligning ourselves with love, with understanding.
exactly. It's about living those principles.
Okay. And what about this harvest thing?
Ah, yes, the harvest. So the Law of One suggests that at the end of each cycle, there's this transition point. Entities move from one density to the next.
Like a cosmic sorting hat.
Kinda, yeah. It's based on your vibration, your level of consciousness.
And right now we're in the middle of a harvest on Earth.
That's what the Law of One suggests.
Intense. So the choices we make now, they really matter.
They do. We're at a crossroads.
Choose love or fear, separation or unity.
Yeah.
So how do we make sure we're making the right choices?
Both the Secret of Light and the Law of One, they offer guidance.
Okay, what kind of guidance?
They point to love, understanding, compassion.
Those are like the keys to unlocking a better future.
Yeah. It's about recognizing our interconnectedness.
We're all in this together.
We are.
We're all connected to the Creator, to each other, to everything.
That's the idea.
Okay, so what can we actually do? Like, what are some specific practices?
We talked about meditation, but both sources also emphasize being in harmony with nature.
Being mindful of our impact on the planet.
Yeah, it's all connected. What we do to the planet, we do to ourselves.
Right. It's like being stewards of the earth,
Exactly.
working together to create a sustainable future.
A harmonious future.
But that sounds like a huge task. The world can feel so messed up sometimes.
It can, but remember, you're not alone.
We've got the creators, these teachings, each other.
We're all in this together.
Okay, that gives me hope. So let's talk about Russell's transmutation thing again. You were about to say something about it before the break.
Oh, yeah. Transmutation, it's a wild concept. Like taking matter and transforming it, using the power of light and energy.
So changing the very structure of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, what are the possibilities there? New materials, healing diseases.
The possibilities are endless. It's about understanding those fundamental building blocks of creation and using that knowledge to heal, to create, to solve problems.
Mind-blowing. But let's bring it back down to earth for a second. We'll explore all those possibilities in our final segment.
Welcome back, everybody. We're wrapping up our deep dive into the secret of light and the law of one.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey.
Lots to ponder. But before the break, we were getting into Russell's idea of transmutation, changing matter with light and energy. Yeah, pretty radical concept, right? But Russell, he wasn't just some mystic. He was a scientist, an inventor.
So he thought this was actually possible, not just some theoretical idea.
He did. He thought we could create new materials, heal diseases, even, help the environment.
Like solve some of our biggest problems.
Yeah, by understanding the very building blocks of creation.
That's a game changer. But does the law of one talk about transmutation too?
Well, it doesn't use that specific word.
Okay.
But it does talk about how our thoughts and beliefs shape our reality.
So we're all kind of like alchemists.
In a way, yeah. We're all co-creating with the Creator.
And if we align those thoughts with love, with the law of one,
we can create a better future.
That's the goal, right?
Yeah.
But it's not just about understanding all this stuff intellectually. It's about actually living it.
Right. Putting it into practice.
So where do we even begin?
The law of one says it starts with a sincere desire to learn, to seek the truth.
An open mind, a curious heart.
Exactly. And patience, It's a journey. It's not a race.
Yeah, we're going to stumble. We're going to make mistakes. It's all part of the process.
Absolutely. And remember, you're not alone on this path.
We've got these teachings. We've got each other.
And we've got the Creator.
Right, right. So back to service for a second. Both Russell and the Law of One talk about the importance of serving others.
It's fundamental.
But it's not always easy, right?
No, it's not. The world can feel pretty selfish sometimes.
So how do we make service a priority?
Start small, a kind word, a helping hand. It all makes a difference.
Just weave kindness into your everyday life.
Exactly. And as you do that, you'll start to feel this joy, this connection.
Like you're tapping into something bigger than yourself.
That's it. That's the law of one in action.
Wow. So as we wrap up, I want to leave everyone with this thought. What if we all chose to live as co-creators?
Yeah.
Using our gifts to bring more light and love to the world.
What a beautiful vision.
It's a powerful one. And it starts with each of us.
Making conscious choices.
Embracing the principles of a law of one.
Love, compassion, unity.
This is how we create a better future.
For ourselves.
For our planet.
For everyone.
It's been an amazing journey exploring these teachings. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Keep exploring, keep learning.
And remember, the journey never really ends.
It's just the beginning.